Hey, 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 how are we all doing? Great to see you all back. Welcome to Friday's stream. Make sure you do get your likes in, make sure you get your comments in, make sure you are sitting ready, and also get your questions ready as well, because we are lucky enough to have SMFC on the show today to discuss, obviously, the latest Stonksy update. And yeah, obviously look at the oscillator and answer your questions live. So get your questions ready if you do have any. We also do have Save for Crypto in the background as well, who's joined us for a little bit today. But yes, SMFC, thank you for coming on.
No problem. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, loud and clear. We've got Steve-O in the chat. Another lovely Friday, boys. Yes, it's a nice day today. Obviously, nice it being Friday. Save has got internet problems, so it's rebooting, so we'll have him back shortly, I'm guessing. But yeah, if you have got any questions, do get them into the chat. Obviously, you can ask about the new update or anything Stonksy related, really. But yeah, thanks for coming on, SMFC. I thought it'd be good, obviously, chance to just come on, discuss the update. Obviously, why you inputted each feature, and yeah, maybe even obviously discuss a little bit about potential future updates and the next developments of Stonksy. But yeah, I think, unless you've got any questions, anyone, get them in, obviously, while we're talking, and we can answer them along the way. But I suppose we'll start off with the update itself. I think it's been a fantastic update. What is kind of your favourite feature, do you think, of the new update?
I don't know, to be honest, man. I quite like the histogram and how it changes colour, because on a technical point of view, that was the hardest to put in, and I think it looks pretty sweet. I've noticed you've got it on purple. Why did you choose purple?
I really like the colour. I like how it looks on the chart. Like, obviously, aside from the value it provides with the trend strength, I just like how it looks. I think it just looks real nice with the changing variations of purple. So yeah.
Yeah, have you ever overloaded both of them at the same time?
Yeah, I did it.
Doing that.
Yeah, I did it the other day. I put both of them on at the same time. But yeah, I just really like the change in purple on it as well. Aside from obviously the trend strength, I think it looks real nice. What are you personally using the red and the green?
Oh, I've got a portrait screen, so I've got one with the purple, one with the red and green.
Ah, right, okay.
So
very nice.
I can see more than one at once.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Using both at the same time was not the most conducive.
Yeah. I suppose that's good, isn't it? If you can have them both. Afternoon, Wiz. Afternoon, John and BPN. So for those of you that have just joined, please do obviously make sure you drop your like button. But we do have SMFC on the channel today. We're looking at the latest update to the oscillator. So if you guys have any questions regarding it, or obviously just Stonksy in general, or potential obviously future updates and stuff, get your questions in and we can answer it live for you. But yeah, I think my personal favourite part of the update is the arrows. I think the arrows, particularly on the 1 hour, I've gone back and had a really good look at them, and I think they're really, really good. Obviously not to be confused with the arrows on the indicator itself. These are separate. But yeah, I think I really like the arrows, especially on the 1 hour. I've gone back and had a look, and the hit rate on them is very, very good from what I've seen.
The strategy that I put in Discord yesterday uses the arrows. The one that was, I can't remember, was it 70-80% success rate?
I think it was like 89, wasn't it, actually? It was fairly high, yeah.
I couldn't believe it when it spat that out.
Yeah.
I didn't have to optimize or anything for that, so that was like straight off the bat.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I found that the exceptional hit rate, I filmed a video on them this morning, and I went back and had a look. I think it was at the last 6 on the 1 hour, and 5 out of 6 of them, and obviously provided a profitable entry, and one of them would have probably been stopped out wherever you put your stop loss. So 5 out of 6 is probably along the same lines of profitability as the one that you're using, and that was literally just looking at the arrows where it came in, and then obviously what happened in the following hours or days.
What have you been using as exits?
I think I've just been. I wasn't exactly looking at them in terms of planning out a trade. On what I was discussing on the video was, if you just entered here, would you be able to just manage your position and get into a profit? It wasn't necessarily looking at using anything else as an exit, apart from obviously other aspects of the oscillator, and then SR or the background color change and stuff.
What I set up yesterday used the red-green background on the histogram as the exit.
Right, okay, yeah. Very nice. Yeah, so look forward to that. So is that potentially one aspect that we could see onto a bot?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, definitely. There's no reason that can't go in a bot. That I've already scripted it into the bot. It's just finding the right strategy now.
Yeah, so I'll just have a look if I can put. Yeah, so it was 85.71%. It was with a profit factor of basically 4.
I back tested it all the way to the start of the year, and it was on a profit factor of 2.5, which is what, $2.50 earned for each dollar risked, which is pretty good.
Yeah, really, really good profit. So that would obviously be great to see on one of the bots. But I think just in terms of obviously how and why you came to each feature. So what was kind of your thinking in obviously developing each feature and then obviously putting it into like a full update? What was kind of your thought process in obviously adding value to the users in terms of the three, well, actually 4 big changes, isn't it, that has come?
Well, the oscillator had not changed since I pulled it off the main Stonksy. Since we started Stonksy, so it needed a bit of a refresh, I guess, was the starting point. The idea is the Stonksy background is very binary, like long, short, black and white. You know what you're doing. The oscillator is a bit different because there's gradients to the oscillator. You can see it go up, you see it go down. So it's about creating a bigger picture of what the oscillator actually shows you. So the more picture you've got, the more you can predict where the price is going to go, really. So like at the bottom of the pink line there, you can see suddenly you've got a strong trend. Likelihood is that strong trend has just started at the bottom of where the oscillator is flipping to the top side, so it's going to run. Whereas if you just looked at it in the previous manner, you've only got the yellow histogram. You can't tell if that's a strong trend. You can't immediately know the likelihood that trend is going to continue. Like the amount of times that the oscillator will go up a bit and then go down a bit and then up a bit and down a bit. If you have something that helps explain why it's going to go up, predicts how fast it's going up, that sort of thing it's expanding the picture of what price action is going to do to a level that lets you plan your trades better. Very nice.
And obviously, like you mentioned there as well, while the indicator itself has received lots of updates, the oscillator has kind of been due a big revamp, hasn't it? Kind of bring it in line with obviously the additions that have been added to the indicator as well. And I think fantastic. I mean, for those of you obviously that maybe are watching that don't know what the latest update is, you can see a full video on the channel as well. So I published one this week. I have actually got 2 further oscillator videos coming out next week. There is also a Medium article if you want to go and check the Medium on the oscillator. But pretty much the short answer is there's 2 variations of the histogram now to provide 2 different aspects of looking at price and momentum and trend. The bullish and bearish signals, and then overbought and oversold indications as well, which come in the forms of dots along the top and the bottom of the oscillator.
You won't see them, the -1 and +1.5 lines.
Oh,
there you go.
There we go. So there is, for those of you that are wondering, that's the example of the of an oversold signal. So they're the key updates for everyone who obviously doesn't know or hasn't seen. If anyone obviously is a Stonksy user that is watching and you want to get some questions in, get them into the chat about the oscillator or just general Stonksy. I've on stream for you. Wish says when fart coin bot. Imagine how volatile that'd be. But I do believe, Save, are you with us?
Yeah, I can be. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, mate. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm just looking at hi, by the way, both of you. I'm just looking at it on the red and green version. I'm still a little bit confused because is it possible you could stick it on the other version?
Yes.
Brilliant.
Let me
input stuff.
Inputs yet. Oh yeah, there we go. Let me see. There we go.
Okay, so this is the 1 hour time frame. That's good. Yeah, so I'm still a little bit confused about what the red histogram bars are compared to the green ones. what does that mean?
They're not trade signals. Is the important thing to know. They're like a way of improving what you can see of what the line's going to do next. So the color line gives the context of the overall line trend. So if you see on the line that we've got here, you've got all the way up this line that it's red. So it's trying to predict at what point that exit of the trade is going to be the best, or when the trend upwards is going to stop.
Right.
They look at the direction of the trend and where the trend is in relation to how the price would act if it, is in a normal condition, if it just, didn't have bars and was just flat. So the green bits are looking at, is there going to be a reversal here? The stronger the green is, the stronger the chance of reversal. So when it's a very light green, that means there's, the price has stopped a little bit on its way downwards.
Yeah.
And then you get another darker green. It stopped a bit more. It's flipping round. And then when you get like a set bar of like five greens, that means your trend is reversed.
All right.
Some of the time. Sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't happen like that. But that's what it's trying to predict, basically. So if you see this big batch of greens here, all this way down, it's saying that, look, at some point soon, it's going to start flipping, and then it that darkest one there at 1 o'clock in the morning, nails the bottom.
Brilliant. Okay. Excellent. So the fact now it's going a little bit green, it's gone a bit lighter green. So as I'm seeing that now, okay, we had a little bit of a bottom a few hours ago, and so I'd probably guess we'd probably do a little bit of a double bottom there. I mean, that's what I'm seeing from that, maybe. But yeah, that's just me guessing, really. But yeah, that's very cool. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, well, there we go. Let me swap it back because I like the
wasn't much of a question, was it?
The filter is, if you were looking at it for more specific signals as when to go long, when to go short, I would ramp up the filter. So Dave, open the settings again.
Yeah.
Click directional gradient on, and then just whack up directional gradient slope filter to 12. Yeah, that one. So, must have been looking at a different chart. Maybe knock it down a bit more. I have prepared this 12 level, but clearly our data source is different. Try 10 or 9, 9 will do.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not very good. The one I'd prepared, it had nailed the top. Which was on 12.
What chart was that?
Oh, it's 6 minutes. It's 6 minutes. Bear with me 1 second. I've lost my chart.
Yeah, let me scroll down.
The joys of live television.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, 6 minute chart at 8:20 this morning.
Let me scroll through. Oh, here.
Yeah.
There we go.
So if you ramp up the filter, you're only going to get when the strongest signal, strongest bullish signal is going to be.
Oh, okay.
So that's when you can get these. I mean, this is on the 6 minute chart, so you're going to be holding this for 2 hours. But that's where you get these more confirmed reversals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, if we put that, say, back on 12, there
should be just one.
Obviously, so it's kind of like
it's a different chart to me.
Yeah. So it's a different data source, but put it on 9, you can see it perfectly there, can't you? So it's kind of just like, I suppose, how other features have got like sensitivity and stuff, isn't it? It's kind of just something along the same lines as that.
Yeah, it's nice to have one indicator that's completely binary, long short, and then another one where it's a bit more tailored.
Yeah. And what would you say? Obviously, if people are watching, they've had a good explanation of directional background slope filter changes. What would you say about the signal strength filter?
I've played around with this one less. I've a play live if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
put it on 5. Let's see what happens. Yeah, you have to tick it on as well though.
Yeah, it's on, isn't it?
No, you need to tick the box. Slow.
Sorry.
Slope.
Sorry, yeah. So this will be kind of the same, won't it? If we put that, say, on 10, I assume it will. Yeah, it removes some of them. So say if we go to the 1 hour, let's see the difference in that. So yeah, as you can see, it's removed a lot of the bars compared to when we was looking at it at the start.
I think it was important to keep some of the, where it's constantly throwing bars off, because that in its own sense is useful, but the ability to remove the bars and add the bars as you want them, I think that's, especially on stuff like this, it's really useful. Yeah,
absolutely. So yeah, I really like the histogram changes. And then of course, so we've covered the signals as well, just for anyone who's joined recently. These are fantastic, especially I've found on the 1 hour for getting into trades, and then obviously managing them throughout for whether they're going to be obviously a scalp or whatever. But as you can see, this one here opened on this candle. Let me move that over. Hang on. On this candle right here. And then, of course, after that, we ended up with a nice juicy drop down for a nice scalp or obviously day trade. But if we go back and have a look now, you can see it's provided massive value on the times when it opens. So it doesn't open massively often, but as you can see again here, so we had one come in right on this candle here, and then we had all this follow on after that. There's your 2, 3, 4, 5. Obviously, then if you're holding it, say you're just moving your stop up or just trimming some off. There's your 8%, 9%. Obviously, if you hold, there's your 10% towards local highs. Here's another one, as you can see, opened here. Of course, this relief pump all the way back up. This one got a nice little scalp downwards. This one here opened, and this is going back to mid-June. So as you can see, there's a good handful there. Again, another couple % move. This one, you can see where I've marked on, because this is what I was talking about in my video today. So this was the one where I said it didn't work out. So out of like the 6 that I looked at, which took us to the end of May. So, like a month and a little bit. This was the only one that didn't work out, this one. But then as you can see, price continued up, and then it got in here and caught the drop down.
What does that one that failed look like when you changed the histogram to red-green?
This one here?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's turn that off.
You might need to knock the sensitivity down a bit.
Yeah, let's throw that down to like 3.
And I did, yeah.
So that was the only
trying
one.
To find the false ones is the tricky bit.
Yeah. But that comes in line, obviously, as a hit rate. Obviously you can see here. So there's another one catching. Coming here. There's your 1, 2, 3, and then obviously the price just kept going up. So there's your 5, 6, 7. Potentially 8% there upon this one. And then this was obviously the one that took us to the end of May, and again caught another nearly 2% there. So they are really, really good. And as you can see, I think so. What have we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 in just over a month. So they open not massively frequently, but enough to catch the nice volatile moves in the market.
Yeah, they've got quite a specific trigger.
Yeah, and some real nice mixture of obviously scalps, but then them trades that you can treat as scalps, such as we go and have a look at these, because you got to remember as well what I was discussing in the video is saying, like, it's not showing a trend shift, it's just showing an opportunity, isn't it, to hit a trade in up or down. And then obviously then you can look at obviously what the oscillator is saying and stuff like that to maybe measure whether you're going to keep it open or, you know, how you manage your stop. But as you can see, here's a good example. You know, obviously we got the green triangle, the long signal here, and then it opened, and then as you see to this point, here's where the oscillator started to curve up then. So we've already netted, you know, a good couple of percent there. But then here comes the trend. Here comes the oscillator showing trend up, trend up, trend up. And then price just then obviously carried on going and going and going. So that's how you can obviously turn it from being just a standard, maybe treating it as a scalp or just a day trade, and then saying, okay, well, let's just keep it going, going, going. And, you know, maybe trimming off profits as you go or trailing stop or whatever. But yeah, I think the updates have been fantastic. So what would you say is next in line for development, do you think?
Well, there's one more update that you've not mentioned.
Go on.
On the menu, click on it.
Missed?
It's I'm really not sure how to describe this one, but click untick normalize oscillating line.
Yeah.
This one pulls the oscillator out of its normalization. So I've not figured out really the best way to use this yet, but instead of, you know, when it hits the top of the green and you don't really know when it's gonna reverse, this one doesn't let it doesn't top out ever if you unnormalize it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because as you can see, that it's in 1000 and something.
I'm really not sure about how useful it is, but I figured it gives us a bit more of a picture of what the price is doing. So
yeah,
why not?
I'm just going back and looking at it, and I'm just trying to see, because it looks like obviously now there is obviously a couple of potential false ones there, but I was just seeing, because obviously on these strong green moves that you get up, it normally, when it starts to curve up and then goes into light green, that is looking like where maybe the trend ends, or at least the pullback's coming. And then I'm guessing it's the same to the reversal, particularly obviously for this one, because you can see like the steep gradient that it goes up. But whether that actually would backtest as good or not, but just looking at it then. Oh yeah, so yeah, that's another one. To be fair, I've not really messed around with that much myself yet.
No, neither have I. But it's another thing to play with. It's lots of fun.
Yeah. If anyone does have any questions, get your comments in about obviously the latest update, just Stonksy in general, or, you know, if you've got any questions on how best utilizing it, let us know. So yeah, what would you think is the potential teaser for maybe the next upcoming one, or, you know, what's on maybe the line of development?
Provided it's useful, and preliminary testing shows that, you know, at 85%, it's pretty hot. Yeah, that's going to probably become one of the bots, I would have thought. I'll do some more testing on it. But yeah, I think that's probably the next most immediate route. As with all of the updates, I'll knock up a medium with suggested ways to use it as well, which will probably come after the bot. But yeah, after that, it'll be back on changing the, I don't know what to call it, overlaid Stonksy. There's a few additions that I want to bring into that.
Yeah, very nice. Piece of paper. Look forward to that. I mean, yeah, you know, if thorough testing even keeps the number anywhere near 85%, then it's a massive winner, isn't it?
Yeah, 85% is just silly, isn't it?
So that would be extremely juicy. Extremely juicy. So look forward to that. Obviously, something potentially to get excited about. And yeah, obviously, as is the case, it's just on to the next one, innit? One update's out, and then just on to the next development, on to the next task.
Yeah, I think clean up top Stonksy, make it look really pretty. But yeah, I'm not sure what's next with it, because short term I've hit a lot of the goals that I intended on doing with Stonksy. Yeah. On the dev side anyway. So maybe it'll be a new indicator.
Ooh, interesting.
I'm not sure what kind of indicator. There's all sorts of stuff that's on my computer at the moment.
Is there?
Indicators wise. Indicators wise.
all that time on your hands after selling it. I'm sure we don't even want to see what's on Save's computer.
Leave me out of it.
All the things he's asking Grok to tell him.
She's lovely. Leave her alone.
Oh yeah, but I suppose I don't think anyone has asked any questions in the chat, so we can leave it there. Thank you very much for coming on, SMFC.
No
Absolute pleasure, and we'll look forward to the latest developments.
Yeah, thanks very much for that.
No problem. I shall see you all later.
Bye bye now.
Oh, Kaz.
Last minute. There we
Just
go.
in time.
Sorry if this has been covered, but can you use the under oscillator green plus purple bits?
Yeah, you can. It just looks a bit funky. Go on, Dave, and load it up with both of the
let's
tick
load it
boxes
up.
on.
So as you can see, I'm guessing it just changes some of the colour, doesn't it? I think. Does it?
Yeah.
Let's see. So that one came in at 12 and 1.
It might help if you reduce the filter on the.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it overrides it, doesn't it?
Yeah, follows it over.
I think it'd be the strongest signal that shows through. So if the red is stronger, it'll be red. If the purple stronger, it'll be purple.
Yeah, you can use both though. There you go, Kaz. And of course, you can change these. Basically, for anyone who's just joined, if you up the directional background slope filter or the signal strength filter. So this one is obviously for the gradient, and then this one is for the slope strength. If you up these, it will just give you more concentrated, stronger signals rather than multiple. So kind of like how the sensitivity works. You up it, and then it will just give you more concentrated indications. But yeah, I suppose.
Sweet.
I suppose that's it. Yeah, thank you very much for coming on.
No problem. See you later.
See ya. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
And saves here now.
Yeah, I might go though because Virgin Media are doing something in the area. My internet connection has gone really weird. Like every now and again, you turn into a robot.
Well, it's funny because you're actually coming through very clear.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
But sometimes you sound roboty. I don't know. I can hang around for a few minutes if you want to talk about it.
Hang around it. Well, it's nice to have some company.
All right. So.
It's nice to have some company because, of course, today is a non-trading day for the stock market. So I think it's going to be quite a boring sideways day, to be honest.
Okay. So
isn't it funny how Bitcoin has become so reliant on the stock market?
I mean, was it always like that? I mean, I think it was.
I don't know. I don't. Maybe it was always like that secretly, but I think now with obviously. It's just ETFs are not trading. It's kind of just like
of course it was all that, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's definitely had a big difference. Afternoon debut, how we doing? SMFC says I have 2 oscillators on the go at once. One with the purple one and the red and green. Yeah, so I think SMFC. Am I right in saying this? I think do you split your screen like that? So I have 2 charts and then have one with that and then one with that. Am I right in saying that's what you do?
I think he was
imagine using one of these. Imagine using one of these where you have like 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16 different charts on the screen at once. Imagine that. Wonder what's the most amount I could go to. Your plan has 2 charts per tab limit.
Yeah, same as me.
That would be insane, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think. So, what have you got planned for the weekend, mate? Anything nice?
Actually, my brother is sort of in the area. He's having a bit of a holiday in the southwest of England, and he's been in Cornwall for a bit, and he's going to Devon, but in between, I'm going to meet up with him and meeting up with him today actually at some random village in Dartmoor, and gonna have a bit of lunch and well, a bit of dinner rather, and see him. I haven't seen him since last year, so that'd be pretty cool. So that'd be nice. And it's cool because I've got my elder daughter here at the moment as well, because she's normally at university, so she's around. So she hasn't seen him for about 5 years, so that'd be really cool. So yeah, a bit of family time actually, as it happens, in the sunshine.
Yeah.
Bit of pub grub, always good.
Yeah, that'll be nice, that mate. That'll be lovely.
Well, looking forward to it.
Yeah. Oh, also SMFC says he has a portrait monitor, £80 from Curry's.
Oh, nice.
There you go. If anyone wants to pick up a portrait monitor, obviously it's one of them ones that is vertical. I suppose it's obviously easier to split your tabs, isn't it? You can.
That's what them coding people do, don't they? So they can see a big long.
Yeah. They can see all the script.
Those.
So that definitely comes in handy for SMFC, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Messing with code. Yeah, I mean, I am not really doing that much, to be fair, this weekend. I don't think. Just a nice little relaxing one. Yeah, I mean, how have you found the market? Are you starting to get a bit excited with it? Or?
I don't like it up here. I prefer it when it's below 100k, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. When it's near an all-time high, you just don't know what it's going to do you? You know. Yeah. And I think it will get a new all-time high the next week or so, but I don't know really. I mean, it just behaves really erratically, and people just do weird things. You know. Consequently, it just moves weird. I mean, I think we'll get an all-time high, then we'll get a big dump, and then I think that that'll frighten everyone, and I don't know, it just be like that. I just prefer it when it's a bit lower and it's just meandering about. That's what I like. Talking of shorts, though, your one didn't go so well on Wednesday, did it?
No, I got stopped out yet again.
I actually felt sorry for you. Actually, I as soon as the stream finished, I saw it like rocks in
You saw it coming for it.
I thought, oh bloody hell, Dave's done it wrong again.
I just can't seem to hit one on that account. No matter what I do, short or longer, I just can't see. I always seem to be on the wrong side of the move, on the wrong side of the market with that account. Now, obviously, what would have been great is obviously shorting up here, wouldn't it? That would have been really nice, because you've got a real nice cushion now for if obviously price ends up reversing. What are you?
Yeah.
Are you?
So could we have spotted that with the oscillator thing? That's on the 1 hour. Probably couldn't you? Sort of.
Let's zoom it down. Let's go and have a look. Let's go and have a look. We got a red one coming in there, which is at 109,500. It did start actually curving over, down here.
Yeah.
Let's go and have a look. I'll tell you what has come in as well is a red triangle, another bearish one on the 4 hour too.
When was that?
So that was on. That was yesterday. Now, what I went back and looked at is the last time we got a red triangle, which was around the start of June. This is on June 10th. Now, as you can see, structurally, what's interesting is, let me get rid of some of this so you can see, is actually quite a bit of a similar structure to it. So obviously big rip up, big push up, and then the red triangle comes in as Bitcoin is consolidating. Obviously around a similar sort of levels as well. And then obviously we just get chop, chop, chop. And then obviously Bitcoin then ends up reversing back to the downside. Now you can see, obviously here, similar sort of, we had a big run up. And then now Bitcoin is chopping around. Red triangle came in on the oscillator. So it's the question of, is it maybe just going to carry on and then at some point just completely rug back down to here? As this one did. So very similar structure so far for where the red arrows came in, which took my interest before as I was looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Something's going to happen. I don't know. It all looks a bit eerie at the moment. I think it's like,
yeah, I'm not really sure what to think, because obviously the stock market again. I mean, look at it from yesterday. Yesterday just all the way up to nearly 2,000 to 6,300. Obviously, it's had a deep pullback, but yet again, just new all-time highs. Same for on the Nasdaq as well, new all-time highs. So it's in a very interesting point, isn't it, where Bitcoin just can't seem to get that final push. It just can't seem to get that final push into price discovery, which it does make you think, though. Especially if the stock market keeps on going, you've got to think that at some point it will get its push.
Yeah,
you would assume.
Yeah, I just don't know, to be honest. Actually,
yeah, are you a bit uneasy on it?
I am a little bit. Yeah, I'm actually. Well, I'm in a little long from like 107 something.
Yeah.
And then I did start nibbling into a little bit of a long this morning, but I'm not feeling it anymore. So I'm not sure about that really. I kind of wish there was a normal 230. I wish there was a normal New York Open just to give it a bit of a kick one way or the other, but it's not going to happen, is it? So, but I can't see it just sitting there all weekend, just doing nothing either.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely see it doing something like this, couldn't you? Just in and around here.
Yeah.
Just like push back up and then back down, and then push up and then and then maybe back down, or and then somewhere around here. You could definitely see that, and then obviously then come Monday, either sweep up to all-time highs or break down.
Yeah,
you could definitely see something like this. Either that, or obviously, I think with a lot of people expecting it to be boring, maybe it does get a bit of volatility coming. Do you know what I saw before? Is that someone bought, I can't remember how many Bitcoins it was, 14 years ago. And the wallet remained dormant. And then yesterday it sold like $1 billion worth of Bitcoin.
Oh, right.
So they turned like a couple of thousand into $1 billion.
God, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did that move the market, or?
I assume probably it was responsible for some of this downtrend, here. I assume it was responsible for some of this downtrend, but yeah, unbelievable. 14 years they bought it. And I think what's quite interesting is this is the point they chose to. So I don't know whether it's someone that maybe was locked out of the wallet or what, because obviously, they had the opportunity to sell at similar levels back in November, and then in May, and then obviously in June. And so I don't know. Obviously, you never know, do you, what the situation was and stuff. But yeah, a couple of $1,000 into $1 billion. Unbelievable. What would you do? What would you do with that? It's like yesterday. I got an email. Woke up, had an email from the lottery.
Oh yeah.
You've won a prize, and I was thinking,
not again.
Come on. Fiver. So.
Fiver.
There you go. I was praying. Come on, because I played a set for life, mate. I played a set for life, and I was thinking, come on, set me for life, please. Even I'll take the 10 grand every month for a year. I'll take that one as a minimum, please.
So $1 billion. Well, I don't know. It's actually a bit too much, isn't it? Really, it's like it's more money than you ever.
Well, the thing is, what I always think is, how do you prepare your bank for start and your exchange for offloading that? You just ring up your bank going, oh, by the way, I'm going to have some large money incoming soon. How much? Probably a couple of $100 million. Just what? Yeah, just sold $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. How do you actually prepare? Because it's probably, if you just did it, you'd probably get your bank froze, wouldn't you? They'd probably think that you was like laundering drug money or something.
Oh, they can't even handle it when you do like $5,000, can they?
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I assume probably you get put into like a special tier, don't you, where they handle like high net worth people.
I guess
but,
so.
Yeah. You know, even on that, like, I don't know. Obviously, we don't know what region they're from, but obviously, I suppose for a lot, long-term capital gains, you'd have to pay 10%, so they'd pay 100 million in taxes, have like a 900 million left over, and then obviously, like, they've got to try and get that out, then, haven't they? So, you know, I don't even know how, like, the strategy for that, but it's a nice problem to have, that's for sure.
Yeah, I totally agree. Actually, sorry, I just got interrupted slightly. I don't know, mate. Look, I'm gonna have to go. Actually, unfortunately.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Thank you for jumping on anyway.
But you know, have a brilliant weekend, and
yeah, you too. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your dinner as well.
Okay, right, and I'll see you next week.
Yeah, right. See you then, mate. Bye.
See you, mate. Bye.
And there you go. Save with crypto goes. If you won the lottery, would you still do anything in crypto? Yeah, I probably would. I think I'd probably just carry on doing what I'm doing now, to be honest. I think I'd probably just carry on doing what I'm doing now. Entertaining you fine people. I think the thing is, you still have to have some sort of purpose, don't you? So I don't think I would have any reason to leave what I do now for Stonksy. I don't think I would want to leave anyway. I think I'm perfectly happy doing this. But buy a gong. Oh, I'd get like a gong built into the wall. But yeah, I think you've still got to have some sort of purpose, haven't you? Because suddenly, like, you know, if you just, obviously, I suppose it's different for maybe anyone who's working like, you know, a quote unquote like a normal job. But you know, for me, obviously, like, gets to work on Stonksy and entertain you fine people. You know, it's definitely one of the best jobs you can have, in my opinion. Definitely. I mean, what could be better than this? You know, what could be better than this? You still got to have some sort of purpose, haven't you? Like, you can't just sit there all day. Like, I think after a couple months, say, you know, you're just waking up, being able to do whatever you want. You know, maybe like go play golf, or, you know, maybe obviously you could go to gym in the morning, but then what you do with your afternoon and stuff like that. I think you would have to have some sort of purpose. Now, obviously, maybe you could go and open your own business, or you could go and do something in that. But if you enjoy what you do at the moment, I suppose, like, why stop you? And then, you know, you still got to try and fill your life, haven't you? Or you'll just sit there rotting, and then you'll just be bored out your head. It's my opinion anyway. I mean, maybe some people would think I'm mad. Maybe some people would be like, I'd love to just do nothing. But I think after a certain amount of time, you'd be like, I am bored out my skull. So maybe, yeah, I suppose, you know, you could go and start your own business or do whatever. But I think, you know, I don't think I would do that. I think I would just carry on doing what I'm doing. Plus, I suppose it depends what lottery you're talking about, doesn't it? Suppose it depends what lottery you're talking about. I mean, I like the reason I play the Set for Life one is I like the idea of it is that you don't get it all at once. You just get it trickled to you. So obviously, if you win the full main one, you get 10 grand a month every month for 30 years. So you get 120 grand, obviously tax free for 30 years, which ends up being, I think I worked it out once. I think is it like, it's like 4 million quid or 3.5 million quid or something. But obviously, you just get slow trickle to you, so you can't go and blow it all at once, can you? You just get it, obviously, just slowly built up and stuff like that, month to month, which I like the idea of. And then, obviously, there's the one that you can win, where you just need all 5 numbers and not the life ball, where you get 10 grand a month every month for a year, which is obviously 120 grand. Which, again, nothing to be sniffed at all, is it? Nothing to be sniffed at. So, yeah. There we go. What about you? What would you do? What would you do, SMFC? I suppose, again, it depends on which one it is, doesn't it? If it's just a normal lotto, you get a couple mil up front, don't you? But yeah, I mean, there's not really much to look at, is there? There's just not really much to look at. Nvidia closed at all-time highs, made a new all-time high yesterday. Apple's creeping up there. Meta's creeping back up. Microsoft. Amazon's going up. Tesla's the only one that's not doing anything. Google's looking like it's ready to start pushing. BBAI, bang. There we go. BitDeer. Oh, look at that. Very, very nice on BitDeer. So yeah, there we go anyway. Now, I suppose the question is, what are we going to get for over the weekend? I mean, the way it's looking like it could start to break down today, couldn't it? Maybe we just get like a slow trickle downwards. But it is heading back down towards here. I think when you look at it, you know, you could see a pull into here, couldn't you? That would be your potential first stop. And then, obviously, after that, your second stop would be here. If you were on Mastermind, what would your specialist subject be? Lotteries. No, I don't know what my specialist subject would be, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know what my specialist subject would be. I don't know. My life would be the same, but I would have a brand new Suzuki Swift. Yeah, do you know what? I don't know. I don't know why a Suzuki Swift. Do you just like the car? I don't know what car I'd go and buy. I like just if I had to go and buy a car now, I wouldn't spend loads on it. Like I wouldn't spend 100, 200 grand or whatever. But I really like the just like a big, say like BMW X6 competition or something like that. I used to have one brilliant car. Yeah, nice little nifty little cars, them, aren't they? Same for like a Vauxhall Astra and stuff like that. Really like nice little nifty car. Little nifty car. I mean, you guys let me know what you want me to look at. You guys let me know. Quiet today, yeah, very quiet. Sol, yeah, we'll look at Sol. How's OM doing? I bet the purple oscillator looks funny on it. Let's see. OM. 20 cents. Thing is, if you're going to bet on this, this is kind of like, I suppose, yeah, if you were going to bet on this anywhere, it's kind of around the area to bet on it, innit? Like, it would literally just be a pure gamble, because will it ever recover or do anything? Who knows? But, you know, if it is ever going to do anything, you know, it's kind of around the area, isn't it, where you would probably potentially have like a gamble on it. I don't know. I mean, it's leveled off pretty decently. It's just like not too sure. I mean, I think, yeah, there's still the possibility of maybe pulling into here, but it is it is creating what you would obviously hope to be a bottom if you're an OM holder or having a punt on it. I think around this level is potentially where it may be worth a couple of shillings. Oi, oi. Ooh, little green triangle. I've still got a small bag of it. Yeah, so it is around that level, like, innit? It is around that level. What was I going to do then? Sol, weren't it? Sol for Kaz. So Sol's pretty easy, to be honest, Kaz, in my eyes anyway. Let me pull this up on the 4 hour. So yeah, Sol's pretty easy. I think it's just level to level play. So for me anyway, you've got a couple of just level to level. So into here, which is currently resistance / supply, about 158. You need to clear that, you know, probably clear 160, and then that will largely take you into this region here, about 167. So not massively away from there, you know. You're talking about 5% up to the next level of interest. Then clear that, you come back into 180, which is just obviously just long time SR. Then clear that, and then I think it's up into here is where I'd be looking. So in between this 200 and 210. So that's literally it, as I've got drawn on here. It's just level to level, just as and when it breaks one, look to the upside. Rejects or breaks, obviously then you look to the next level up or down. So obviously we come up to here. Break above would take us up to 180. Obviously rejection then would take us back down to here for an SR test. So you could see something like this. I think this is obviously one option, is we break above 158, 159, come up to 168, reject, come back down, SR test here for support. There's your long back up, which then, you know, would be another try here, which you would assume hopefully it would break that. Then that might be just one straight line from there to 180, and then above 180, you know, maybe we reject off again or come through and then up to 200. So that's what I'm looking at for that. To the downside, definitely want to hold like 138-ish, 137. But obviously, we do have this area here of 145 that we created as demand. So yeah, any push to the downside, want to hold 145-ish. And that is literally it, I think, for Sol. Just waiting for, obviously, upside triggers. We'll have a nosy later, have a cheeky trigger about 137. Yeah, so that's obviously that's that downside level, isn't it? But yeah. Yeah, let me know what else you guys would like me to look at. Super quiet day. Super quiet day. Lee Isherwood says, how do I get the update? Yeah, so if you come onto your thing, Lee, here, come onto your thing, there'll be like a little purple kind of refresh spinning button. Come onto your oscillator, onto your settings more, and then in this bit it'll say update script, and then you'll be able to update it there. That's how you do it. Should be the purple. Done it. Yeah, man, no worries. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you all smash a big like on the stream. We are there's literally nothing going on today. There is literally nothing going on. The stock market is closed for anyone who doesn't know, so we're getting real real lack of movement. Yeah, it's closed, mate. Yeah. Tell us your best conspiracy theory, Dave. I'm trying to think of one where it's like not. I don't want to give you a general one, like, you know, did the US actually go to the moon? I don't want to pick one like that. Let me think of one. I don't know. Let me have a think, Sean. Let me have a think. Hang on. Hey, Dave, I'm thinking of launching a meme coin called Purple Aki. What you think? I think that would actually be hilarious if you did that. Do it, Crypto Bro. Just make sure you send me some. I think you should do. I think that would be hilarious. I think you might actually get some good traction with that, to be honest. Like, you could have like, let me feel your muscles or something like that as the quote. Like, make sure you send me some. Would the Asian session still be on, to your knowledge, Dave? Yeah, the Asian session has already happened, mate. Yeah, so the Asian session has already happened. Asia will have been obviously overnight for us. So here onwards, so Bitcoin went down during Asia session. The only reason that, the New York Stock Exchange is closed because Independence Day in America. It's Independence Day, 4th of July, so that's why the US Stock Exchange is closed. But Asia stock market was trading as usual, and Bitcoin went down during it. Hang on, I'm just getting a phone call. Wait there. There we go. I'm back. Sorry for disappearing for a couple of minutes. That was my solicitors. So I just had to take that call. Anyway, where are we up to? Yeah, there's just nothing going on, is there? Well, anyway, what is my best conspiracy theory? I'm trying to think. What's yours? What's yours, Sean, or anyone else? What's anyone else's best conspiracy theory? I mean, there's never any accidents, is there? Most of the things that happen are on purpose, I suppose you could say. Like, most of the things that happen are done on purpose. But that's not directly conspiracy theory, I suppose, is it? It's just like, birds are not real. Diana was pregnant. Well, there's actually, like, that that conspiracy theory that Harry is actually like, is it like Sergeant Hewitt or something? James Hewitt's son, isn't he? Like, there's that conspiracy theory. Again, this is just completely conspiracy theory and not and not in any way making any allegations or whatever. It's just pure speculation. But I believe that there is, because they look nothing alike, dude. They look like so like different, him and William. But doesn't he look a lot like this guy? He looks a... There was something to do with like these, weren't there? I think. Like, he looks a lot like that guy, doesn't he? And I believe that there was like speculation, wasn't there, that he looks more like him. I mean, look at that. He looks nothing like Charles, does he? He literally looks nothing like Charles. I mean, look at that. He looks the spitting image of him, doesn't he? Like, look at the difference in them both. He is obviously, you know, you can clearly see the same resemblance there. But I believe that this is a conspiracy theory, isn't it? And maybe, yeah. Does anyone believe that, or? Hey, Ginger. Royal scandal. That's why she had to go, they say. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But I mean, he does look like that guy, doesn't he? I remember seeing that one time, and I did think to myself, you can actually kind of see the argument for that, can't you? Like literally, it's like the evidence is right there. Like, he literally looks nothing like Charles. I mean, look at that one. Obviously, that's William when he was younger. That's Charles when he was younger. But look at Harry and James Hewitt there. I can't believe we're looking at that. What sort of stream is this turned into? There's literally nothing going on, is there? There's literally nothing going on. Oh, man. What else? 100%. I mean, it's no wonder he is now separated from the family. Yeah, it's a bit mad, like, isn't it? It's a bit mad. And they won't even give him protection, will they, to come back to the UK? Other Ghana and father and brother are not yours. Yeah. They won't even give him protection to come back to the UK, will they? What else? What other? I mean, you're saying birds aren't real. I mean, that is pretty interesting. Any specific birds, or are you going on about pigeons? Because obviously there is the old pigeons are robots thing. Anything else, or are you just on about pigeons? I'm trying to think of like one conspiracy theory that, like, I mean, the big one that we were talking about the other week was the Titanic, weren't it? I mean, that just makes sense. It just makes sense from a logical point of view, innit? That one, the Titanic wasn't the Titanic, it was the Olympia. And two, the fact that JP Morgan didn't get on it when he was meant to, and then all the other high net worth people ended up dying on it. Also, isn't there something to do with the Titanic where, does anyone know this? Where obviously supposedly it hit an iceberg, right? And I'm sure there's a picture of it from under, obviously on the sea bottom, where the damage is like outwards. So obviously, if it hit an iceberg, you would imagine that the metal would be bent inwards, wouldn't you? So you'd imagine the metal would be bent inwards. because something's pushed against it and broke it inwards, where the damage is like to the outside, I think. I'm sure I've seen someone say about that. And then obviously that suggests that it actually was just like a bomb or like some explosive that just blew the hole in it, which again, let's see. I'm sure maybe it's talking absolute rubbish. Is there actually a picture of it? Or maybe it's too decayed. Oh no, that actually goes inwards, doesn't it? Oh no, wait, where's that? Oh no, is that from on top? I suppose maybe it's probably too decayed to even tell. What was that going on about? I saw a great thread about the Titanic one time, and it offered so much information and logic, and I forgot to save it. I'm sure we actually covered it on stream once. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe that's not the case. Maybe I was just looking at something that was complete BS. You're saying that Tony Blair is one of the lizard people that control the world. Wouldn't surprise me. Aliens shape-shifting lizards are secretly in control of the world. Yeah, I mean, that makes perfect sense, doesn't it? I don't know about them being alien shapeshifters, but there's definitely like a core group of people at the top that are able to just kind of do whatever they want and create world events and stuff like that. The Earth is actually flat as well. Again, I don't know about that, but I'm in strong opinion, that there's there's definitely like a core group. I mean, really, when you think about it, Crypto Bro, is the key people that you actually see that you don't see. Like, there's probably people within like some sort of obviously hierarchy circle that we don't even know about. Just obviously the people that hide in plain sight. Like, obviously a lot of these are probably the ones that are like kind of quote unquote the fall guys, or the the public figures. But it's probably like a good few people that you just look at them, you wouldn't know who they are, just look like normal people that are probably also like in that kind of realm. Mr. Delta, how we doing? We're talking all sorts of madness on today's stream. We are in an aliens display cabinet. Nice. Global capitalists in the shadows. Yeah. You wear a disguise in public. Are you one of them? I don't wear a disguise in public. Trust me. If I went out wearing this, yeah, I definitely wouldn't. No, I wish I was one of them. I wish I was one of them. I'd just turn on them all when they least expected it. Just turn on them all when they least expected it, or just do some type of mad podcast, just releasing all the information. You are in the public eye now. Somewhat, I suppose I am, yeah. On a small scale. But, to you find people watching me. Obviously, I'm broadcasting onto the open forum that is YouTube. So, I suppose you are kind of right, Crypto Bro, yeah. I mean, we probably should flick through some charts, but there is just, like, literally no change, is there? Like, ETH's bled down a little bit again. Just can't hold on to any sort of strength, can it? Just all these, they're just kind of in the same position or just bleeding down. You can see, like, there's a lot minus 3%, minus 4%, whatever. They just can't hold on to the strength. So what can you do, I mean, Bitcoin looks like it looks like it wants to have a little shove to the downside, doesn't it? SMFC, I'm interested to hear from you. What is your most believed conspiracy theory? Or I suppose some of them... See, does anyone else have an issue with the word conspiracy theory? Because it just makes it sound like made up or just like untrue stuff from the get-go, doesn't it? Conspiracy theory. Like, that whole term was created to kind of just like make someone sound like an idiot or whatever. But what is your most believed thing? Sean says Tower 7 fell on its own next to the Twin Towers. Inside job. The thing is, that's like one of the bigger ones, and I would probably say out of all of them, the whole thing obviously with 9/11 and probably the moon landing are the two like biggest, obviously like known and debated conspiracy theories. You say you're not really big into your conspiracies, to be honest. Now, to be fair, I mean, I used to be. But then now, it's just kind of, I just kind of like think like it's just kind of a bit of wasted energy in it, because you're never gonna get to the bottom of it. You're never gonna be able to prove anything. So like, yeah, don't mind like discussing it and stuff like that, but like, I'm not like fully into it to the point where like I spend time like researching them or whatever. It's just like, because you're never going to be able to get to the bottom or get to the truth. So Crypto Rose says the American government secretly dosed random unsuspecting members of the public with acid and studied their findings. Well, I mean, that wouldn't surprise me at all. But has anyone watched Squid Game Series 3 yet? Came out last week or earlier this week. Can't remember what day. So I've watched it. But my thoughts are that like stuff like that actually happens. So like, I actually think like a Squid Game type of esque real life thing happens where people are just pulled off the streets that basically just have no hope and are made to do some crazy mad stuff for very rich people's entertainment. I do kind of actually believe that. Does anyone else believe that type of thing or not? I also think that like films are made to make people think that like things just can't be real and are just completely fiction. Billionaires Battle Royale. Yeah, I do. I reckon that actually that type of thing actually happens. I reckon that like the whole Squid Game type of thing. Obviously, maybe not the same, but I reckon it's actually based on like some form of reality. I do think with people who it's people who've got no hope in it. Maybe like homeless people, or you know, people that are in massive amount of debt or whatever. You know, obviously preying on the weak. I actually kind of do believe that actual thing may actually happen in real life. But I think like films are made on things to make like certain subjects seem like they're just completely fiction. So obviously like that type of thing, like if you said, oh, you know, there's this island where people are taken to and are made to fight each other and stuff like that, and then suddenly someone will just turn around to you and go, what, like Squid Game? So, do you know what I mean? It's like made to sound fictional and not real. Delta's saying the BBC reported the collapse of Building 7 whilst it was still visible behind the presenter. Also, there is no wonder that people who are in crypto listen to conspiracy theories, open-mindedness. That's true, yeah, I suppose that is true. Yeah, what a strange live stream this has been so far. What a strange live stream this has been. I mean, definitely plausible. Make sure you please do drop a like for the conspiracy chat. I mean, there's literally this is how much the market just isn't moving. Well, let's see what gold has been doing today. Oh, look, gold has literally been doing nothing either. We literally can't look at anything, can we? Let's look at wheat or corn or cocoa. Let's have a look at cocoa futures. Have you noticed the price of dark chocolate? So for anyone who eats dark chocolate, have you noticed the price of it? Because there's no wonder, because since obviously like mid to late 2023, the price of cocoa was like doubled, almost tripled, obviously quadrupled to the highs. But I have noticed, because I like to eat dark chocolate, that like a standard, quote, what you would normally associate with a pound bar of like 80% cocoa dark chocolate used to be like $1.60 a year ago. It's now like £2.40. What about coffee? Coffee futures. Let's have a look at the price of coffee. I know coffee went on a mental run. Coffee's come down, actually. Again, another one just completely just exploded over the past like year and a half to year. Just like, more than doubled in price. So, but it is down massively. So, Starbucks, Costa should be bringing them prices down. These things happen, though. Have you noticed? Like, so you'll get an explosion in something like this. Coffee shops will hike the prices up, but then when it corrects, they'll just keep the prices like that. So then it's the norm, and then obviously eventually the profits will obviously balance back to the upside. Orange juice again is another one. Frozen. Look at these. Look at the mad stuff you can do. Frozen concentrate orange juice futures. Again, orange juice is another one. Look at that. Look at the way it just completely exploded, and then is down like more than half. But isn't it mad that people actually like trade? Do you not think it's crazy that people actually trade this type of stuff? When you believe in magic internet money, anything is plausible. Dave, we should do a podcast, Crypto and Beyond. Yeah, that would actually be quite fun, to be fair. Do you like smooth or bits with your orange, Dave? To be honest, I'm easy. You know what I do like? Is just freshly squozed. So I'm not bothered whether it's smooth or got bits in it, but freshly squozed. Like, you can actually taste the difference so much to if you squeeze your own oranges or get like, you know, in places where they'll have that orange juice machine where it, you know, you press the lever and you get your own empty plastic bottle, and then you'll put it under, press the lever, and then it will actually, like, you can see it like putting the oranges through the machine and squeezing them. I think that is one of the best tasting things ever. Like, that is one of the best tasting things you can have in your mouth. That freshly squoze, like just squoze an orange juice. There is nothing better. Now, whether it's got bits in it or smooth, I don't really care. But just freshly done, I just think it just quenches your thirst and just tastes so good, so fresh. There's nothing better, in my opinion, anyway. What about anyone else? Anyone else? There must be a few here and here where you've been to one of them machines where you get your empty plastic bottle and you put it under, and then the oranges go through the machine. You can see them going in and stuff like that, and it just, the crispiness just tastes so fresh. Yeah, that's the one I like. What about everyone else? Hit me with some more questions, though. You guys are good at this, especially like Crypto Bro, Sean, SMFC, Delta. You guys have been asking some good questions and stuff. Carry on with the questions. Let's be honest, we're just going to get no movement today or minimal movement, so we may as well just look at other stuff. RN says, let's talk off-ramping. Yeah, let's talk off-ramping. Go on, that's actually a good discussion point. I mean, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the UK specifically? So, personally, I use Coinbase. What about everyone else? I've never had a problem with Coinbase. I KYC'd with them in late 2020. And during that time, I've never had to give them any more further documentation. Never had to do anything with them apart from obviously take that quiz that the bloody UK FCA made them implement. But since KYCing with them in late 2020, I have never had to refresh my documents, never had to do anything. On the other hand, I've had a pretty, couple of poor experiences. Other one I've never had a problem with is crypto.com. You can off and on ramp onto that. Again, that's another one where I've not used it in a while. I'll be honest, I've not used it in probably a good couple of years now, crypto.com, on and off ramp. But when I did, never had any issues with it. It was fairly fast. Now, obviously, the other big one is Swissborg that people use. Personally, I've had bad experience with Swissborg. Again, nothing against the company. Nothing against people using it or whatever, but personally, I've had more than on one occasion a bad experience with Swissborg, so I just don't use them now, personally. Now, I don't really use any others apart from Coinbase because I've never had an issue with Coinbase. So, I'm not too sure. Obviously, other on off ramp. I don't know if, say, OKX do off-ramping and on-ramping. I'm not too sure. Other ones, again, I'm not too sure. They ask for more documents more frequently than others. Well, this is what I mean. SMFC, like Coinbase, I've never had to re-KYC with them, never had to give them more documents. In 2022, Swissborg, I deposited some ETH into them. Swissborg froze the ETH and wouldn't let me even just manage it within the app. So I deposited some ETH into there. They wouldn't let me at least manage it. They just completely froze it all, just left it in pending until I redid the document. They kept asking different questions, doing all different stuff. It took me probably nearly a week to actually get it all sorted and get the ETH unfrozen. During that time, ETH lost like over 10% of its value. So that really annoyed me, but I carried on with them. And then again, most recently, they want updated documents and stuff like that. I'm just like, I'm just not doing it. So yeah, again, that's just my personal experience with Swissborg. Maybe other people find it great and good, but rubbed me up the wrong way a good couple of times now. So just, yeah, not doing it. What would be a good to make sure you pay a little commission as little commission as possible? So personally, what I've found RN is the best one is on Coinbase. You can sign up for a plan called Coinbase One. So you pay £20 a month for Coinbase One, and you get quite a lot of features. But the main feature is you don't pay Coinbase fees. So when you buy and sell crypto, you don't pay exchange fees. You only pay spread fees. So obviously the difference in, you know, what would be the best price that it can buy or sell at. So I pay £20 a month for Coinbase One, and you don't pay Coinbase fees. So that is what I've found to be the best. Now, obviously, I know some other exchanges have like you know, obviously Swissborg has its tiers and stuff with its token, and if it still does that, I'm not sure. But I know that I've saved, paying that £20 a month, I know I have saved way more than that. But also you get like 24/7 priority support. So if you've got any issues, you get put through straight away, and that's 365 days a year. You also get some other good stuff as well with it. You go on and take a look. It gives you the full list of benefits, but I've found paying £20 a month for that is obviously worth it. Now, worth mentioning, you can obviously on-ramp to BLOFIN. So you can actually on-ramp to BLOFIN directly through one of the... I think they've got 2 providers on BLOFIN. So if you are actually just wanted to on-ramp straight away, you can actually do that to BLOFIN. Let's go and have a look. We'll have a look actually live on here. So you can actually... Oh, I'm signed out. Hang on. Let me log in. Wait. Let me log into an account quick. So if you do obviously just want to go straight on, you can obviously do this with BLOFIN, but obviously as like something to on and off ramp on. Obviously BLOFIN doesn't offer off ramping. Let me get this up. So this is another fantastic option, obviously, you know, with BLOFIN. Let me just get this code to log in. Right, there we go, I'm in. Not sharing here. Hang on. Right, so yeah, you can do it. So, you know, your payment, you can do it with bank card or with Simplex or Alchemy, but obviously this one is probably the most easy for people in it. So you will want to do GBP, won't you, with that? Oh. So I wonder what the max amount is. What was that max? Oh, min amount. So it looks like you would actually be able to do like a decent sum. And then you go straight into USDT and then add new card. So obviously you will have to be using a debit card probably for this. I don't think you can actually like buy crypto with Thingo. They can use Apple as well by the looks of it. Yeah, looks like you can use Apple Pay. So this is a great option if you're looking to on-ramp for anyone. Anyone who's looking to on-ramp, you can do this. Now, what I will say, obviously we're speaking directly to UK people here, is if you have a major issue with your bank, so obviously I know there's a good few banks, isn't there? That there's a good few banks that hate crypto and obviously, won't let you spend much or receive much or whatever. What I've found to be the best way is using Revolut as the middleman. So whether you're depositing or withdrawing, you go into or from exchange to Revolut. And then if you then want to do any interaction with funds to your bank, you go from Revolut to your bank or bank to Revolut and then to an exchange. Because obviously Revolut is pro-crypto. It offers crypto service on there. You can buy crypto, sell crypto, hold crypto on there. So I've found that personally to be the best way to just minimize any sort of long-term issue or, raising any issue with your bank or whatever, is to use Revolut as the middleman. Now, obviously, if you do want to buy crypto, say on BLOFIN like this, just directly, you might find a bit of an issue with using like a standard bank debit card. But you can obviously easily resolve that by using a Revolut debit card instead. And then obviously just, bank to Revolut, bang, here you go, $5,000, $2,000, $1,000, whatever, directly onto BLOFIN with the Revolut debit card. And then there you go, that mitigates your issue then. Nick says, what do you think of for Arkham Exchange? Never heard of it, I don't think, Nick. What is it? I don't think I've ever heard of that. But yeah, I think that is obviously another fantastic way to... I mean, this is easy as well, because obviously what people will do is traditionally, say you're using Coinbase as your on-off ramp. You've then got to, load it onto Coinbase, buy it, then withdraw it from Coinbase either to a wallet and then send it to BLOFIN, or I don't know. That's what I used to do anyway. I never withdrawn it straight from Coinbase to BLOFIN. I would always go Coinbase, wallet, BLOFIN. So it's just like a big step-by-step in it, especially then, you're moving money from your bank into Revolut, onto Coinbase, buying it, withdrawing it to your wallet, then from wallet to BLOFIN. This can just be mitigated by going straight to BLOFIN like this, because, the likelihood is you're using it on-off ramp, you're never keeping money on there. Unless you are, obviously there's nothing wrong with that, but, if you want to trade like futures or whatever, then, BLOFIN's the place to be. So then you just got like this big step-by-step thing where you can just obviously just load on USDT straight away using GBP. But again, using say like a Revolut card is the way to mitigate any issues with your bank. Save says, I signed up to Red.Pay this morning. It's $10 for a virtual card, but you get $5 for signing up. I did KYT my Palau ID. No address needed. What's that? What's Red.Pay? Bitcoin very close to my 2 buys at 108,188. Very nice, mate. Very nice. So yeah, there's that for anyone. So hopefully that helps. I mean, yeah, just to summarize, obviously for serving UK people, also Revolut, you can actually deposit and withdraw from Revolut as well, and obviously buy crypto on there. So I think, if you say you bought Solana on Revolut, you can actually withdraw it off Revolut or deposit Solana, say, or I don't know what stable coins they take into there. I've actually done that myself. I've actually sent Solana into Revolut. Again, would I be sending a decent amount into there? Personally, I've not. It was a little amount. Short Video Guru says you can on-ramp with eToro if you wanted to for UK, but can you withdraw it from eToro? Short Video Guru, can you withdraw say you on ramp, you buy USDC or Sol or something, can you then withdraw that from eToro? Yes. Okay, well, there you go. There's another one. So I think, yeah, Coinbase, obviously they offer the one plan, which means you don't pay Coinbase fees. That's a good option. Obviously, Swissborg for the people that are interested in using that. I think, yeah, Crypto.com, although obviously disclaimer, I've not used Crypto.com in a while. Revolut, eToro, like Short Video Guru says, of course, just on ramp straight away to BLOFIN, because obviously these ones, you know, your other ones, you're probably on ramping onto there, buying it, then having to withdraw it straight away, where you could just buy it directly with your card on BLOFIN and then just be set. There you go. There's your USDT right in BLOFIN, ready to go and buy whatever or trade whatever it trade. So yeah, good couple of options there. Again, just want to reiterate that none of that is financial advice. None of that is advice on what you should do or how you should manage your money or whatever. It's just obviously some strategies or some procedures that you can use. Some of them I use, some of them I don't. Full disclosure, I don't use all of them that I've mentioned. I haven't used all of them, and I don't think particularly I will use all of them. So yeah, just a disclaimer about that. But yeah, some options for sure. Yes, I actually had 3 buys. They all just triggered. Why have you got 3 buys, Crypto Bro? Why have you got 3 buys? What are you doing? What are you doing to have 3 buys? Have you got like 3 orders all at different leverage or what? Like, how come you're using 3 instead of just 1? I mean, personally, I think this area looks decent. At least we're getting some volatility coming. You know, to be fair, we did bleed down in Asia, but that's no good for us, is it? We aren't up then. Since then, we've literally just gone sideways in this block, but that's a decent chunk of volatility coming in there. I think this area is interesting, for sure. And then, obviously, back down towards 105 is one option. Have you seen 80,000 Bitcoin is moving from a dormant wallet 14 years ago? Yeah. They've sold it already, haven't they, Coding? I saw before that they bought it for like a couple $1,000 14 years ago and sold it for like $1 billion, or sold some of it for $1 billion, or no, they just moved it. I thought that's what this was. Maybe they've started selling it. Is that right? I thought I seen there was something I saw before. Maybe it wasn't correct. Oh, here. Look at this. Yeah, a Bitcoin OG holding at least 80,000 Bitcoin worth 8.69 billion. That is a lot, innit? Woke up after 14 years of dormancy and transferred out 40,000 Bitcoin worth 4.39 billion today. This OG controls about 8 wallets, 2 of which received 20,000 Bitcoin, $15,600 at the time, 2.18 billion now. Wow. April 2nd, 2011, when the price of Bitcoin was 78 cents. Oh, it's insane, isn't it? That is insane. The other 6 wallets received 60,009 Bitcoin. At the time. Oh, wow. Four wallet. I mean, that is, that's enough to send the market down a considerable bit, innit? If they was to sell all that or even part of it. You've got to think, like, we see Sailor paint these patterns on the chart, don't they? When he's buying like 500 million or 1 billion or 2 billion. That person's probably got enough Bitcoin there to tank the price at least 10%, you would imagine. 8 billion. I mean, even selling 4 billion, you would imagine that would be down. I mean, that's a lot for the market to try and hold up. I mean, what did the German government sell? Wasn't that 5 billion at the time? Or how much did the German government sell? And it just completely tanked the market, didn't it? Might be Satoshi. Happy US Independence Day. Well, this is the thing, innit? Is, Satoshi himself, or anyone who knew Satoshi back then, while Satoshi's main wallets remain dormant and probably, you would imagine for the long-term future of Bitcoin, the actual wallets branded with Satoshi that are known to be Satoshis probably won't move. They could have easily, or Satoshi himself, or if it was a group of people, or anyone that knew, or was well informed at that time, easily could have just scooped up so much Bitcoin, with just obviously completely unconnected wallets, and then you just never know, would you? So it could well be, or it could well be, if Satoshi ends up being a group of people. It could be a group of people. It could be someone that knew them at the time, or it could literally just be some maddo that spent 15.5K on Bitcoin when it was 78 cents. But yeah, fascinating to. I mean, definitely something to keep an eye on, isn't it? Definitely something to keep an eye on. Oh, here we go. Another wallet just transferred out 10,000 Bitcoin. This guy as well, someone who lost 83.6 million on being long ETH Bitcoin, deposited another 80,000 Bitcoin, 204 million into Coinbase Prime. Are they going to start gambling again? That's insane. 140,000x return. 140,000x. Can you imagine doing 140,000x on something? $50K Bitcoin they sold at like 48 to 52K. Wow. That is fascinating. What a story to end on as well. I mean, yeah. I mean, whoever it is, it doesn't matter, does it? If they're going to start offloading that, we could see Bitcoin pretty heavily thingo. Or is it just a ploy and a tactic to maybe spook the market a bit? Maybe make people, short and stuff. And then literally just none of this gets sold. You get a downside reaction at first and then obviously just zoom back to the upside. That's one potential as well. But I think we'll leave the stream there. Again, nice bit of price action. But yeah, I mean, over the weekend into next week, definitely something to keep an eye on with what happens to this Bitcoin. And obviously, I'm guessing Look On Chain will post if any of it ever gets transferred to an exchange. But yeah, big thank you for joining me today. Hope you all have a great Friday. Hope you all have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves. And I'll catch you on Sunday evening for the little stream roundup that we do. And then obviously I'll catch you then. Please do drop a like and all that good stuff. And I'll see you over the next few days. Bye for now.